Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is Jaylee's Corner. This is my review for Martha's Vineyard Summer House, okay? At least episode two. I'm thinking I'm gonna do episode two and three together. It depends on how long I talk because I don't want it to be too long, okay? Now, look, Summer House Martha's Vineyard comes on Bravo. I like the show. It's a bit messy. I can cuss some folks out. It's a discussion to be had. And so I want to watch the show, okay? If y'all don't want to watch the show, y'all still need to watch my reviews, okay? But y'all know first things first, if you have not done so already, take a second, okay? Subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, dun, okay, and all that goodness and stuff. Y'all know to also follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter. Like the video, comment in the comment section, share it, okay, and stuff. Okay, I'm here. Hi, how's everyone doing? Okay, y'all will be getting this Wednesday morning. Well, Wednesday, sometime on Wednesday and whatnot. Okay, look, it's not that much going on in the TV world. It's not that much going on in celebrity gossip news world. So I'm trying to still give y'all content. Okay, watch it, watch it anyway. Okay, let's get into the episode. Okay, so look. We have the people around here. Now, for the most part, because there's so many people we discussing, and it's a whole new show, I'm going to probably use this a whole bunch so y'all will know who I'm talking about, okay? Silas and Jasmine are husband and wife, okay? Mariah is Jasmine's good friend. She's known her for years. She's known Mariah the longest. Mariah was a bridesmaid in her wedding. Okay, we have Amir, who friend with somebody, I don't know who. We know Nick and Alex are line or are frat brothers. Silas and Preston are frat friends, okay, frat brothers. And then Bria and Jordan know Jasmine because they all work at the Playboy Club. So that's the gist of the cast. Okay, at least those that's right here. So the episode picks up where the last one left off with Jordan, Jasmine, and Silas. Okay, Silas, we trying to figure out, is Silas a little bit too protective? Is he controlling? What's going on? We don't know just yet. You know, his wife Jasmine, they're newlywed. They've been married for like 3 months, and he is just showing how he's not too happy about his wife and her partying friends. Okay, he feel like Jasmine's good friend Jordan, could be like a bad influence, a little bit, or whatever. But Jordan said, "Look, I'm not no party girl. Okay, I can't control her. You know what I'm saying? My Instagram ain't really real like that. I don't really be out here partying, this all in the streets. I'm really only out here because I get paid to do so. Okay, I be in the streets when it comes to a chick." I say, Jordan, stop lying. I'm not saying she don't get paid to party. What I'm saying is she party and she get paid to do it sometime. It's not only because of a check. Okay. Now to get back to the house, right? Because nothing is really solved, but it's just a conversation that she's like, look, don't think I'm out here not caring about keeping myself safe or keeping Jasmine safe. I'm worrying about both of us, okay? Now back at the house, Jasmine and Silas, okay, husband and wife, having a quick conversation in their room to themselves, okay? Now she bring up, I don't think you really even have an issue with Jordan. I don't think your true issue is with Jordan and me. I think your issue is kind of with me, with what I do and how you think I should do this or that. Okay, it's really me. Okay, but I do feel like you did go a little bit too hard on her and whatnot. So at least Jasmine and Silas are having open communication. However, that night she still fucked her husband. Okay, the Coopers after. I said, first of all, look, I don't watch the white version of Summer House or One House. I've never seen not an episode of Summer House, the white version. Okay, the white people have not. Okay, but when they was like the Coopers after dark, and they then showed him take his drawers off and show her. taking her bottoms off. Now we only seen the crack of his ass, but we clearly seen them both taking their bottoms off in the pitch blackness of their room. But the infrared caught it. I said they are showing them doing it, and you then see the thrusting under the. I was like, they are showing these people. They are showing the husband and wife I said, bravo. I have never seen on on below deck. Below deck has showed stuff like that. Below deck has. Okay, but I'm like, that's below deck. I was like, they showing these. It's because we seen. Okay, this is the PG version I can show y'all to not get flat. We seen that man and the lady take their bottoms off, seeing him on top of her, humping and thrusting. I said, they her she moaned. I was like, this is porn. This is porn. And the next morning, you know, they discuss their dynamic at home. It's like, I'm a stay-at-home wife. I cook for him every day. We see her making him breakfast. Okay. After he pumped her up. Pump it up. I say, girl, did he put some babies in you? Girl, I told y'all if I get married, ain't no condoms around here. But I ain't worried about getting pregnant. Girl, focus. Anyway, again, she like I'm a very much so a stay-at-home wife. Cooking and cleaning is what I'm gonna do. I'm saying he brought up how when he found out that she was, once homeless, it made him realize I gotta keep us on a financial, organized trail, okay? Because she need that. Meaning she must be bad with money. She must be a little bit, just a little bit, financially immature. And sometimes that happens. Okay. Now I don't again, anybody a lot of people are one or two paychecks away from being homeless. So I can commend him for wanting to be sure they don't become homeless, but it was one time years ago, okay? It was one time, 4, 5, 7 years ago, whatever. She's not homeless right now. Anyway, okay, she brings up how before they met, she had been single for 4 years, okay, and they met on a dating website called Hinged. They started dating in April of 2020, so they started dating right when the pandemic hit. Okay, I mean they was dating in the pandemic. Now he said we started dating in April, and then by November of that same year, he knew I want to marry her. So they've only known each other 3 years. They met, in 2020. Okay. It's just now 2023. Girl, and then to meet somebody and date them in the pandemic, I mean, you don't know their craziness yet because you haven't been out in the world yet. And that's what we're seeing around here. Okay. Now the whole group is up or whatever, doing things. What's this? I don't know what this picture is. What is it? Oh, not that one yet. Um, oh yeah, because they did some different things. Amir, take Jordan on a kayak little race, not a race, a kayak little rendezvous. Okay, she did not enjoy it. Amir likes Jordan. Hell, Alex likes Jordan. Hell, Nick likes Jordan. Okay, but Amir is trying to slowly, woo her, and I'm like, Nick, Amir, you're doing it wrong. Okay. Amir is a very handsome man. He seems nice as well. He seems innocent. He deals a later. I feel like Jordan, because she said, I need him to impress me outside of him being handsome. Okay. Which I find funny because, like, no tea, no shade. I don't know her. People only like her based on how she look. So I feel like shouldn't everybody be trying to, woo somebody and show them who they are? Because Jordan, who are you? I mean, Amir, like we know a little bit about Amir, his past, how he was raised or whatever. So I just feel like all the handsome and beautiful people, you all need to show us more. Alex, well, Nick, you asshole. Well, not an asshole, but Nick, we'll get you later on. But again, everyone need to show a little bit more. Okay, I'm like, don't be so hard on Amir. He likes you. He seems nice. I mean, he was a jerk for saying when she said she's celibate. He said, "Oh, not for me." because he wants some cooch. But I'm saying, Amir, if you're willing to wait for her vagina, be nice to her, okay? Respect her. Enjoy and respect him. Respect each other, okay? Now, Nick is flirtatious with the ladies. He always is, or whatever. But again, my note, because I watch, because I have notes based on me watching the episode. I had not seen episode 3 yet. My notes said Nick comes off like someone looking to somebody secretly. I was like, I was right. Anyway, they go bowling. They go bowling. Okay, boom. That's what this thing is for. And everyone is having a good time. Good time being had by all. Okay. Bria brings up how she is happy to be out the house because in Germany, where she lived with that white man, allegedly, all they do is go out. All the folks with money, they go out and they eat or whatever. They go in their club. If my boyfriend was here, if Simon was here, he would pay for everything. Jacqueline said, "No, why the fuck do I care about her boyfriend? Like, why does that? I got my own man. Like, what? Like, what does his money matter?" Um, Jasmine again, I can't figure her out yet. Sometimes she seems okay, and the other most of the times not. Okay, I think because Jasmine is trying to figure out who she is. I think she's trying to fit into too many boxes. It is coming off real fake, you know. And I don't like Bria. I don't like Bria more than I don't understand Jasmine's self yet. I feel like I can see who Bria is, and she gets on my nerves already. Jasmine doesn't aggravate me as much just yet. Not just yet, but Jordan does. Anyway, she then said, "Hey, my boyfriend's come to town. Can he come stay with us? Like, can I be here for a couple of days? And it doesn't make sense if he's here for like 3 days. So she's asking, unlike she did with that damn dog, if he can stay a couple of days once he comes. Now, Jasmine, like, why are we talking about a boyfriend that we ain't met? But okay, so both Jasmine and Silas, who trip it is, sure, if he makes you happy, you can come stay for a few days. Fine, fine, fine. I would not want to bring, I would not look. Most of these people ain't friends. Okay. I mean, Jasmine and Silas are like the starting gates. They're like the top of whatever because it's their trip. And all the people who came are extensions of them. But my thing is, you should never invite somebody who then invites somebody who then invites somebody. Because Jasmine, who invited her friend Shanice, who ain't here yet, uh, Shanice invited Bria. Bria should not be able to invite no damn body. Nobody, okay? But I'm gonna leave that be, okay? Now Bria brings up how Jasmine looks at me as how I used to be, the girl who was always hanging out with athletes and rappers when I was about 23 years old. But I'm different now. I'm not dating a whole bunch of people. I've changed. Okay, she think of the old Bria. She's not respect girl. Okay, fine. Jasmine says she's right. I don't respect her relationships. I say now it's one thing to say you don't respect them because you haven't seen her take them serious. That's one thing. But when Jasmine said, I don't respect Bria's relationships because it's not a marriage yet, I say, bitch, you've been married for 2 days. How dare you say you don't respect somebody else's relationship because it's not marriage? You just got a husband. You ain't been married but 3 months, ma'am. You can't make it seem like you've been married for years and y'all have a long girl. You know that man for 3 years. Y'all been married for 3 months. You should never say that you don't do or care about something because it isn't marriage. Before you and him got married, so should no one have took y'all serious? Girl, shut up. Shut up. And I get it. She said I seen Bria go from man to man. Cool. Fine. But that don't mean shit to say, oh, it ain't a marriage. So what? Oh, hell. Anyway, Mariah wants to do something called a moon mask. I think it's a moon mask. It's something to do with hoodoo. Look, y'all know I don't knock anybody else's practices, But if I don't understand it, I don't want to get into because I don't want to be offensive. Okay. I don't want to crack a joke. Why you cracking a joke? So I don't know. Okay. But she wanted to do something called the moon mask. It's a part of hoodoo and this and that and that and this. They all outside, gather around in the cold, around a fire, and she's saying things and I don't know. I don't know. But it's something that means something to Mariah. But nobody else cared. One, they was all cold. They all sat in the cold. They don't get what the point of it is because she didn't fully explain what it was. Because sometimes when you know what something is, you feel like, well, I don't have to fully explain it. They should just do it. And I think that's what Mariah did. And she felt like no one took it serious, and now her feelings are hurt. Because when she said, "Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody want to say anything?" And they said, well, "We want to go in the house. Yeah, we're done." So she felt like no one took what she wanted to do. I think every day one of them planned something. Like Nick's plan was for them to go bowling. On the other episode, Alex's plan was for them to go have like a beach day. I'm guessing this was her contribution to the activities. And she felt like, well, no one took it for her. I say, ma'am, I don't think they understood. And I feel like certain things that you take for real serious, that somebody else won't understand, maybe be sure they want to participate because you can't be upset that they just did not know what was going on and said, I don't know. I'm just sitting here. She talking. I don't know. So they could have been more receptive, absolutely. But again, they don't know what it is. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But again, I wish she would have verbalized that how she felt. But I felt how she felt. But it's fine, okay? So we then see Shanice. Shanice finally arrives. Now again, Shanice is friends, for real friends, with Jasmine. Okay? Sharice, well, Shanice, not Shanice. Shanice is who invited Bria. Okay. I just want to point that out. Okay. Anyway, I'll leave that be. But she's now here. Okay. They're happy, happy, happy. You know what I'm saying? She's a medical sales rep. I say this, she says, does she sell devices? What does she do? Okay. Now, once she said that I can only be here on the weekends, my job only allows me to be here for weekends. She must have a Monday to Friday job or something like that. So she's only there they're only there for 2 weeks, first of all. Okay. They're there for like 14, 15 days. And it's like August or September. But again, she's there. Now, Jordan brings up, well, last summer, we're here. And she was going through a breakup. She was in a tough space. So she wasn't much fun. But this year, fun, fun. Okay. It's gonna be amazing. Now the men's is Nick, wrong one. Nick had been, oh, it's gonna be me and her and me. Nick felt like he could not wait to see Shanice. He had been in her DMs. Nick had been in the DM of Shanice, I think, no, Shanice, Bria, and Jordan. But he was happy when he said, "Oh, Shanice is here. Oh, great." He then said, "She don't look the same that she do on IG." The fact that okay, Nick saying she don't look the same. Like this, that ain't the same. Like her face in real life don't match her IG. Nick saying that. And I was like, first of all, she's dressed up like a Playboy bunny on her IG in this picture, for one. For two, she here for the weekend. It's a real no one I feel looks here how they look in the confessional. All of them look different in their confessionals. Hell, even Nick ass looked different in his confessional than he did. Well, not really. He's a little nerd. But I'm just saying. I was like, how dare you? She don't look like she do on IG. I'm shocked, but it's okay. I'm like, sir, shut up. Hush it. Okay. Now, Will said that Shanice said, I like Alex. Alex is good. Alex is handsome. I like Alex. I was like, I guess so. That's how it could be. Now, the ladies sitting around chitting, chatting, or whatever, okay? And, Jasmine, how does it feel to be married? How does that go? And she said, well, it's rewarding, but it's also very much so hard because I can't be the same person I was in my 20s. I can't just think about myself. I have to think about the dynamics of about how my friends feel about me now being married versus me being single. And I'm like, well, it is a difference. It is, okay. She brings about people don't discuss how friendship dynamic changes once you get married because you're a wife now. Now, I have married friends, and I don't feel like my best friend Karla. Karla got married. Karla and Flynn have been married for is it 3 years, 2 years? I think she was married during the. I think Karla was still. It's been 2 years. It'll be 2 years this summer. Okay, it hasn't changed. I feel like your friendships change if your friends are not used to being around your husband. That's why I think they're having a hard time because they dated in quarantine. So they weren't really hanging around her friends. That's why it's different because she's now having to share herself with both her friends and her husband. That's the difference. But you as a person, like you as a person should not change. You are who you are. I mean, unless you're a prostitute, unless you're selling cooch, it ain't but that should be different. I mean that be, but again, at least she's vocalizing that she feels like she needs to actively work on the balance of being a friend and being a wife. Cool, cool, cool. We did see like the guy discussing who they like. Okay. No, I'm sorry. The girl discussed who they like. Shanice said niggas a no. He's not her type, even though he's been her DM. Mariah says Alex is handsome, but she don't know who she like just yet. Okay. I guess so. Now, because she was also upset about the whole voodoo thing, not voodoo, hoodoo, the hoodoo thing, when she felt like folks did not, take her for real or whatever. She does not want to go out to dinner, but she'll meet them for at the bar. Again, I wish she would say that she's upset. Okay, so someone would know that she feels like they just kind of disregard her and what she had planned for them. Okay, but then Mariah realizes that Bria's dog clothes or stuff is in the washer with her stuff, and she's pissed. And they get into a fight. Okay, now do I feel like no one was wrong? No. Mm-mm. I feel like this. Mariah already had an attitude. She was already frustrated. But I do feel like when she went up to Bria, she didn't have an attitude at first. I think it was not until Bria was making it seem as if, well, whatever, like it doesn't matter, it's just a dog. I feel like I do not want your dog's stuff washed with mine. And when I come and I say your dog stuff was washed with mine, the response should not be, oh, well, why does it matter? That's a you problem. That's where I felt like the fight started. It was not about who put the stuff in the washer or the dryer. It was the rebuttal to someone being upset that your dog stuff was with my stuff. I think Habria said, you know what? I don't even know how that happened. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I don't even remember doing it. But I'm sorry that my dog stuff was mixed up with your stuff. To me, that should have been the response. But no, it wasn't. The response was, oh, whatever. Whatever. And I was like, first of all, I would have snapped. So I fully understand Mariah's aggravation once that was how the conversation started going. To me, it was not about who put the dog stuff in there. It was the fact that when I told you how I was mad about it, you did not say, I didn't do that. I don't know. Your rebuttal was, well, oh well. It's like Bria got offended. How are you offended that I'm offended? It's a dog. I don't want your dog stuff. I don't want dog slobber washed with my stuff. I just don't. Even though it all gets clean, it ain't the point, you know? So to me, Mariah got turned up based on Bria's response. Bria got turned up based on Mariah being turned up. But Bria would have got popped. Bria would have gotten popped. Okay. Now, at one point of the conversation, Mariah hands Bria the stuff. She says, here. And she gives her the stuff and she puts it in her chest. Here, girl, here. She did not push her. She did not shove her. I don't know where this shoving came in. They were in each other's faces or whatever. And what bitch? What I was like, see, Bria would have got popped. In my opinion, Mariah was upset, but also composing herself to not pop Bria in the throat. Where? In the throat. Okay, that's just my opinion. Now, Jasmine, what's happening? What, what, what? Stop, stop. Now, when Jasmine goes and tells Mariah, will you call Bria a bitch just to piss her off? You know, you really did that, whatever. The dog stuff being with your stuff, like, that's just Bria doing her dog thing. I say, but when you was pissed about dog hair being on the couch, you wanted folk to respect your upsetness about the dog's dog hair being on the couch, but you can't understand Mariah being pissed that the dog stuff was in the laundry with her stuff. Okay, fine. The folks go to the bar or whatever, to the restaurant. Mariah stayed back. Preston did too. We then see Mariah just so frustrated. She cries to Preston because she's just frustrated. I just don't know, it's just like that. Okay, boom. Now, the rest of the people at the bar. Okay, Bria pissed that Shanice, Shanice went and got in the car. I'm like, I'm leaving. I don't have it. So she's pissed because Bria left. You left me. You're my friend, and she pushed me, and you didn't stand with me, and I can't believe. She was like, girl, I'm leaving. I'm not on no one's side. Okay, I thought it was all coming to the place. Leave me be, bitch. Okay, it's stupid. Now that's happening at the bar. At the house, we see newbie. Now, okay, now again, Jasmine invited Shanice. Shanice invited Bria. Bria invited this fool named Phil. Phil gets to the house. Phil, in my opinion, came in drunk. I feel like Phil was feeling himself and the liquor from the moment he walked in the house. He came in a tracksuit, feeling himself, running around, being crazy. Okay, he came in too hot for me. Phil aggravated me fully, fully, fully. Okay, he let the dog out the room. He chased the dog through the house. You know what I'm saying? We see him on the phone with Bria like days prior because he was coming in later. He telling Bria, who was invited by somebody, anyway, he telling Bria to pick him the good room and put a note on the room to say it's his. I was like, you're not here. He then walks into the room that Nick had that he wanted and say, oh, this my room. Who somebody get my room? He then goes and takes a shit in the bathroom and doesn't flush it because as he said, it's my room and this is somebody stupid. How you come into the house days late and think you can pick somebody else's room? Okay, so we see Mariah, Preston, and Phil then get to the bar. Okay, now at the bar, I don't have no finger feel yet. Okay, they get there. Now Preston tells Nick, Phil trying to take your room. Phil might have taken yourself out of your room. And Nick is pissed. He's like, what? What do you mean? Phil then tells Nick that he took a shit in the bathroom and that he needs to cuss Bria out for not marking the room as his like he told her to do. Phil is a fuckboy. Period. You hear me? Now, at this point in time, Bria's upset because no one is upset that Mariah pushed her. But when they kept replaying it, she didn't push her. I love that production kept replaying it. And I'm like, she did, unless they cut out a push, what they kept replaying, she never pushed her like that. She put the clothes in the lady chest and said, here. It was not no hard shove, no hard push. It wasn't none of that. And they were both in each other's spaces. But Bria up and she pushed me. I feel uncomfortable. How can anybody be comfortable if I'm uncomfortable? Okay, I can't believe this. Jordan is still telling Jasmine, you need to tell Mariah she can't touch anybody. She pushed her. She pushed her hard and stuff. I'm like, she did not. I'm like, Jordan, you a fucking liar. You lying. She did not push her. I'm like, y'all up here lying to people. Okay. Now back at the house, Nick is pissed because he see the fact that Phil literally did shit in the bathroom. He like, man, look, because to me, you disrespected my space. Period. Because I don't know what you did or what else you did in my room. And he tell Phil, man, look, we should be better than that, man. You know what I'm saying? We can't be doing this, bro. And feel like whatever, Bria invited me and I told her to put a note in the room, whatever. And you not knowing don't mean nothing. You not knowing that it was my room don't make what you did right. He then compared it to slavery. I said, how do we get to slavery? He said, if somebody did not know that slavery was against the law and they out here just slaving with their slaves, it don't, I was like, nigga, why are you comparing slavery? Slavery? He then is like aggressively, like angrily, telling, or in an aggressive manner, telling Nick, yeah, go flush, Nick, go fuck the toilet. You better go. I'm like, what? And everyone's like, what? What are you talking about, bro? Like, what? Alex then says, feel like you think you're a comedian, like you doing too much, man. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? He did not say it in any aggressive way. Phil, go whatever. You don't know me. You know, I don't know who the fuck you are. Okay, I told y'all don't touch my shit. Nobody supposed to touch my stuff. I feel so and so, and nobody touched my shit. And when Amir came in like I said, come on now, Amir. When I seen Amir looking at the situation happening, I said, Amir probably finna cuss his ass out. I feel, I feel like he's finna cuss Phil out. Now, he like, I don't know who you think you are coming in here like it's your house. This our shit. We all came here and we established some shit. Okay, don't come here running shit. Don't come here ruining shit. And feel like, sit your little ass down. He like, bring that ass over here. Okay, bring it over here. I'll show your tall ass what my little ass can do. I was like, they finna fight. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. And what I loved was Phil was trying to bully people. And Amir wouldn't have it. Okay. Now we're on episode 3. Because yes. Now the fact that Phil felt comfortable enough to just be doing shit, just doing shit. And Amir was like, nah, bro. Because Amir was sitting down and he was watching Phil go like from person to person, just being an asshole. You know what I'm saying? And I respect him for saying, Not on my watch. Not on my watch, okay? And Amir said Phil was being a bully. It's a trigger for me, okay? Now, first of all, y'all need to do what? Like the video. Like the video. I needed some water anyway. Amir was like, Phil was in here being a bully, and a trigger for me because I was bullied as a kid because I was mixed. So they would bully me, whatever. I was a little nerd looking or whatever. So again, seeing people be a bully triggers me, and I can now beat up the bully. Okay, I can beat up the bully now, and I'm gonna do that if I have to. I'm gonna stand up to anybody trying to bully other people. So I like the fact that he was saying the point is respect the house. Phil came in disrespecting everybody. And when Silas came down, Amir was like, look, he came in cracking jokes about pressing shirt. He then, took a shot at Nick, you know what I'm saying, in the bathroom, like whatever. He then came at Alex. He was going person by person, just starting shit. Now Phil is down in the kitchen. Man, everybody's soft. I'm like, is he still drunk? He gotta be drunk. Drunk. Amir like, look, at the end of the day, things with him I can see it escalating because he's going at everyone, okay? And I have no problem handling business. Look, I could tell. I'm like, he was bullied. And he feel like nobody now will be bullied. I don't want anyone feeling how I felt like they can't do nothing. And because Phil is so tall, he towers over everybody, probably everybody except Alex. And so most folks can just walk away from him. Not Amir, okay? So Preston and Alex, Preston and Alex both say, yeah, if he don't leave, if y'all don't make Phil leave, I'm leaving. I ain't doing it. No. So Silas then say, well, let's call a house meeting because first of all, the girls wasn't around at all. They was all get dressed or whatever. Okay. So Jasmine come down because they're kind of hearing something happen. So Jasmine, who said, not Jasmine, Jordan, who said she's never met him in person. They talked like on the phone a little bit or whatever. She's met him through Bria basically. And that she wanted him to feel welcome and happy because she wanted, I was looking forward to his energy. I said, girl, I don't know why. He was drunk. He came in drunk, angry, aggressive, and it don't work. Okay. So she's trying to ask him because it's the fuss. He's fussing about the room. He's fussing about, yeah, I took a shit in the bathroom because it was my room. She's like, wait, so when were you supposed to be here? What does it matter? And she's asking because if you weren't gonna be here on day one, you can't pull no room snatchies. It's first come first. Bria can't say you shit. She barely a guest. You hear me? Okay. So he starts cursing at her, but say that is how I talk. So he said Bria should be the one getting cussed out. He then bet Jordan $100 that she can't catch Riddle. I'm like, why are you betting on catching a dog? It was weird because he's drunk. Now he's talking and calling her cute. You're cute. She's like, you are doing so much. But I called you cute. She's like, so what? Oh my God. So, okay. Someone then said, like, ladies and gentlemen. And she said, are you really being a gentleman? Really? You've been rude as fuck. He like, I'll go shit in your toilet. I said, once the tall, belligerent black man starts telling the lady who's trying to talk to him that he will go shit in her toilet and she can't do, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So Jordan then turns up. Well, do it, bitch. I'll watch you, bitch. I don't care. I said, what the fuck is going on here? Why? Why are you calling? And I'm not blaming her for Phil's actions, but when you see somebody is already a asshole and getting into it with the men, maybe not get up in his face calling him a bitch. Just maybe. Now, luckily, it was a lot of people around. It was like there was alone, okay? But I was like, Jordan, what the fuck is happening here? And she said, it's triggering for her when a man tries to intimidate her. So she will get in his face if she feels like, something that came at her in any kind of way. Now, look, I don't believe in us having to allow people to intimidate us. I 100% understand that. But I'm like, I also would not be trying to fuss and cuss a dude out who I can see already is stupid. And yes, we should not be afraid. That's you people dumb these days. Dumb. And if he was dumb enough to come there and fuck with everybody else, I'm just happy he wasn't dumb enough to like put his hand on her. She was like, whatever, bitch, do it, bitch. I'm like, whoa, what the heck is this shit? Okay. They have the whole house meeting because everybody like, okay, what should happen with Phil? Now, Mariah wasn't there. Mariah was like it was in the other part where Phil was when they did the whole little group meeting. And I'm like, well, that's what it was. And so everyone agrees, okay, Phil should leave. Well, except because Mariah wasn't there. But then Mariah was fussing. You see this again. Security came in because she was, whatever, bitch. You gonna fuss with me, bitch? I was like, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, stop. Stop it. Girl, it's too much. Okay. Anyway, the House votes. Phil's gotta go. Okay. Jasmine then says whoever invited Phil needs to let him know he has to leave. Bria then says, if my friend has to go, so does your friend. Okay. Mariah put her hands on me. Mariah pushed me. She should go. She has to, and I'm like, well, how the fuck did this happen? So Bria, Jordan, and Silas agree, well, yeah, if Bria feels unsafe, uncomfortable, if she was physically attacked, you know, we can't allow anyone to be here who physically puts their hands on. I'm like, but she didn't. She didn't. And Jasmine, like, well, I just feel, I have to make a choice because I have to be fair, you know, and yeah, I just have to be fair. It's difficult. I'll tell Mariah she has to leave. I was like, bitch, what? You can tell the others felt like she should not leave, but they didn't want to press the issue because they was making Preston. I mean, it was making Phil leave, and I'm like, Bria literally got Mariah sent home for no fucking reason, and the fact that they didn't say, well, she didn't push you. Jasmine wasn't there when it happened, so she's taking the word of Bria and Jordan. Bria and Jordan are liars. Period. And because the men weren't there either, it was really Bria, Jordan, Mariah, and Shanice right there. She still went to the car. Jasmine got there too late. I was very upset that Bria punk ass, and I don't like Bria now. I really don't like Bria because Mariah didn't do nothing. Nothing. Mariah was only upset because she felt ignored. She felt disrespected about the hoodoo night. She also felt disrespected about your dog shit being in the washer and how you responded to her telling you she did not want your dog stuff in her clothes. Okay, boom, pow, pow. So, you know, Phil is told he has to leave, whatever. Jasmine tells Mariah she has to leave, and Mariah shocked. She's like, wait, what? I didn't even push her. Like, what? And she stayed the night. She packed up the following morning. And, Mariah came over and gave her, Jasmine came over and gave her a hug, and so did Amir. Amir, who went to hug her, I just feel bad, that she's being forced out the house because of that situation. Okay. Mariah said, look, I'm mourning my friendships, meaning my friendships are dead. And I felt her 100% because she's like, they not only had a whole conversation without talking to me, they forgot who, like they acted as if they didn't know me. Like they forgot who I was and sided with Bria like they don't know me. And it made me upset. And I'm like, I agree. They made a decision to send her home without her knowing it was an actual issue with anybody. I'm like, bitch, I can't believe it. Okay. So she leaves. They in the kitchen. And we see Amir who's always doing stuff. He's putting up ladders, he's fixing blinds, he's doing all this stuff around the house. He's always doing things around the house. Well, Amir then says, I also accidentally loaded the wrong laundry, which started a fight between Bria and Mariah. So we found out that he was doing stuff around the house, doing laundry, and he did not realize it was dog stuff that he put in the washer. They're like, why didn't you say something? Why didn't he said when I was trying to? They then show footage of them arguing. He's like, he's so there. We see the footage of them arguing. He's like, wait, but so you see him trying to like interject, and he just stops. He said because too much, it went too far. It went too far. It was too far. That's why I said before I seen this scene, before I knew, because I watched episode 2, had my notes, did not know what he did. I already felt like it don't matter who put the stuff in. The issue was, in my opinion, Britt's response to anytime somebody bring up that punk ass dog, she gets defensive. Fuck that dog. Everybody ain't dog people. And people have a right to say, hey, I don't want dog stuff in my thing. That's why I said she never said, well, I didn't put it in there. Her response was, well, what does it matter? Who cares? Whatever. That's your problem. Like, that was the bullshit. Okay? Anyway. But he said, I just, what I'm saying, got so bad. I stayed out of it. I still blame Bria based on her response. Because that's what made things escalate. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we then see Alex saying how I don't, Shanice, I thought she was my type. I thought she was. Again, Alex said he thought Shanice was his type, but she's a bit clingy. You know what I'm saying? She's a bit in my face. Last night she kept being all in my personal. She's a personal space invader. Okay, I don't know. Okay, he then brings up how you also heard some stuff about her. I've heard things, I've seen things, whatever, but it ain't my place to say what I've heard. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's just a little bit too much. I'm like, what happened? What happened? What happened? So she tells the girls about how Alex told her that, you know what I'm saying? You be a little bit, invading my personal space. I don't know if I like that. And so she felt some kind of way. So they convinced her to talk to him. Okay. So at beach day, I just felt like you said she talked to him. You can tell she's an awkward person who probably does not do confrontation a lot because she came off corny, quirky, nervous, not messy, but like she did not even know how to tell him she felt offended. You said that, and I said, well, fine, yeah, I don't want to talk to him. He's like, I'll keep my distance. It was weird. It was weird. And he's weird because he's not telling her, well, I really heard some shit about you. I really heard some things, whatever. So again, we find out that her ex-boyfriend, who is some part-time actor or whatever, named what's his name? Norman Towns. He claimed that back in 2021, when they broke up, that she stalked him. that she stalked him for like 4 or 5 or 6 months, how it was horrible. He posted all this shit on his stories. It got picked up by a blog and this and that and that. Miss, I found these screenshots of what he posted on the blog. You know how I just went to police several times. I got all this stuff. Okay, but again, how she called me a lot. She was making accounts of my name. She was sending food to my house. She was sending around like personal photos of me to the studios. I think he had like an episode or two on Insecure. He's like a new actor, basically. Okay. So he put all this stuff out on Instagram about her. And so, it came up. So she said, he lying. He lying. He lying on me. It ain't true. So again, Shanice said it's not true. We dated for a year. We broke up. He posted that stuff. It got picked up by the blogs, but it was lies. Okay, it was lies. Bria said they had a toxic relationship, but she is not that person. Jasmine said, I feel like he wanted revenge after she broke up with him. Then Shanice said, well, I did do some of what he said, and I did some of it. I was calling him a whole bunch of times. I kept calling him. Like he tried to get a PPO against me, but then the police said because he was responding to all my texts or some of he was responding to some of my texts that they could not give him a PPO. I was like, it's hard to know because people do stalk people. Like men stalk women, women stalk men. And her saying was some of what he said is true. Some of it. Now he's a handsome man. I'm like he's handsome, okay. But if he up here lying, if Norman Towns is up here lying on his ex, he ain't shit. You hear me? He ain't shit, okay? Either way it go, she now has a reputation based on what her ex put up. So that is what Alex had heard about her and why he said he now does not want to talk to her. I was like, well, I guess that's what it is. Okay. Anyway, we then see a dead house. Okay, dead house, Amir cooking. He learned to cook when he was younger, so his mom, thank God, okay, he can cook this, cook that, or whatever. He's a handsome man. He's in great shape. He can cook. I feel like he also has a nice penis size. Not big, but not small. And he just wants to use it. Anyway, they're discussing the girls going out, the guys going out separately. A girl's night and a guy's night, okay? And the ladies want to go like to a bar or whatever. And one of them, we're gonna go to the bar, get free drinks. And why they say that? Okay, silent free drinks. No, 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 no. He say he feel like if the women are at a bar and if men give them free drinks, the wrong men could get the wrong idea. I'm like, Silas, shut up. Now I feel like you, Jasmine, what did you get us into? What did you do? Because I can't believe when the women go to bars, we can get free drinks. Like it is what it is. I get him saying you may not want to get free drinks from random men. I get him saying or say if you get a drink from someone, make sure you watch them pour it. Don't let anyone send you over a drink. I get that, but the way he's saying it is as if she better not do what I don't want her to do. Don't do it. Okay. Now he also admits, I think in the confessional, that he's like, I've never been around her and her friends at all. Okay. He said not much at all because we met in the pandemic. So he's like, this is new for me. I'm not used to having to deal with her going out, her hanging out, her being, just a free, fun person out in the world with her friends, and me having no opinion on what she doing. So this is new for me. I'm like, Ian, it's sounding controlling. You know what I'm saying? But I like that he's admitting he feels some kind of way because Jasmine can see it and address it. You know what I'm saying? It'll be one thing if he was being one way in front of us and then in private, don't you take no drink. Like he's openly saying, I don't want this to happen. I don't like it. So again, see it, take note of it. And if it gets a little bit more crazy, deranged, run. You hear me? Now, as they're talking, a little secret pops out, okay? They then bring up how one time, Jack was partying all the time. One time she passed out at work. He was like, what? I didn't know this. What happened? Because again, Jasmine used to be she worked at the freaking Playboy Club. She used to having fun, partying, drinking, whatever. So one time he passed out at work at the Playboy Club because they had been drinking all night. But they went out drinking all night, bar hopping all night, and then went to work. And she was so drunk she just passed out. Okay. Now Shanice brings up how they actually got fired from the Playboy Club because of their antics. Okay, and he like, I've never heard this story. So he's a bit like, mm. Now we then see Jasmine in the confession, like, you know what? Being married forever to the same person, it scares me. Does silence scare you? Blink twice. Anyway, Silas and Jasmine go to bed, okay? Because to me, Silas and Jasmine have private, quiet arguments under the covers. That's where they air things out. Anyway, so the rest of the house is sitting around talking, chit and chat, okay, about who they like to date, this and that. They even bring up how they feel like Silas just isn't used to Jasmine, because he met her in quarantine, so he's not used to see her in the elements, okay. Amir brings up how for him in Texas, like women in Texas expect you to be very protective. Like if somebody cat calls you and you don't like defend them, they'll be upset. He like so it's different for different people or whatever. So I'm used to women wanting me to be that protective person over them. Okay, and they all said, well, yeah, because it depends on like your upbringing. They then say, well, Nick, what about you? Like, what kind of women do you date? He said, well, I typically date black women, you know, but right now I'm seeing someone in New York. She's my girlfriend. Yes, Nick has a girlfriend. Yes, Nick, who was in the DMs of Shanice, Jordan, and Bria. He had DM'd Shanice like just the past weekend about how happy he was to be meeting her in person while he has a girlfriend in New York. Now, clearly, the girlfriend must be not black because for someone to say, I typically date black women, but the but means the person who's in New York that's my girlfriend, she ain't black. I ain't surprised. I did not think he dated black women. I did not. But everyone's like, what? You have a girlfriend? But Alex was saying earlier, Nick ain't being honest. I don't want to say why he ain't being honest. But he ain't being honest because he knew that's why Nick really wasn't really shooting his shot with the women in person. Him doing shit on in DM was just him being whatever. But he's like, it's the reason he ain't trying to come at them in person. It's the reason he's saying, oh, like me and Jordan, we're like siblings, And like, bullshit. If she offered you the cooch, you would, I know I would not. No, I would. Sums up. Well, what's up is the white girlfriend he has in New York. Anyway, that was both episodes. Again, this is a good show, y'all. I know some folks don't like it. I know it's brand new. But you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and support. If y'all can watch Zeus and that shit, you can watch Summer House. Okay. Anyway, y'all, I will see y'all later on and whatnot. I may have a gossip chat live tonight, but ain't much going on. Okay. If not, I may come on later and do Black Ink Crew, the 2 episodes for New York and also LA. I'm not sure. But please be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, and all that stuff. Okay. I gotta go. I love you all. Bye.